Hello, everyone. Welcome to John F. Kennedy, New York International Airport. We are doing live spotting with FSLTL traffic, recently updated as of a few days ago. They're using runway 22 left and 22 right. You can see the departures lined up for 22 right. And we have arrivals coming in 22 left. You can see we have a CRJ 700 Delta connection taking off currently. After we watch this guy, we'll go around the terminals and see what we have at the gates. We'll do a little tour around the airport. And again, pardon me, I'm not super familiar with the terminal layout here, but we'll just kind of go terminal by terminal and see what we have. So we have an American Eagle Embraer E175 next to the AirCal throwback livery American 737-800. You have the famous TWA terminal built by Finnish architect Eero Saarinen. Next to that, we have a Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350, Cargolux 747-8, and apologies that the gates are not coded properly, but I like how colorful that makes the airport. Over at this terminal, we have an Emirates 777-300ER. Over at the next terminal here, a couple of JetBlue planes. We have a JetBlue A320 in the classic stripes livery. I love that one. Followed by another JetBlue A321 that has a jetway problem. Over at this terminal, JetBlue A321 in the new livery. Kalitta Air 747-400 freighter. Over at this terminal, which in real life belongs to American Airlines, don't see a ton of planes. We have yet another JetBlue A320 in the barcode livery, followed by, I can see a JetBlue Embraer E190 there, the blueberry livery. Coming over to this terminal, I believe this is Terminal 7 in real life. We also don't have anything here. And then what that leaves us is what's taxiing around the airport. It's another JetBlue Airbus A320. New livery JetBlue Airbus A321. And then over, hanging by runway 22 right, we have two Delta 767-300s, an American 777-200, LATAM 787-9 lining up for the runway, British Airways 777-200 behind it, followed by an American Airlines 737-800 and two Airbus JetBlue planes. In real life, it's approximately 7 p.m. Eastern, so we're going to get lots of heavies tonight, so that's going to be nice to see. I manually adjusted the time of day, though, so we can get a better view of the planes. Oh, that was a fast rotation. While this 777-200 is lining up on 22 right, let's take a look at what is coming into land. So on 22 left, we have a Delta A321, followed by a whole mishmash of planes. Anything from a Aer Lingus plane, a couple of heavies. So they'll hopefully sort themselves out. I love the 777. Just a beast of an airplane. Those giant engines. Everything about it is just very beefy. And it's going to be one of the biggest things that we have around, given that a lot of 747s and the A380s are going away. Just an impressive airplane. Seven 737-800. Classic design. Type of airplane that's been at this airport for 60 years. And will probably continue to be around for another 60 years. Boeing doesn't figure their stuff out. We actually have an arrival on 22 right. Delta connection, Embraer E170. 22 right has a very long displaced threshold. That's because it intersects runway 31 right. You can see it's still coming in. And we just got Aer Lingus A330 just landed on 22 left. Already has the flaps up. That's weird. Oh boy. Well, I think everybody in the back just broke their necks because that was an amazing rate of deceleration, Mr. Aer Lingus. Let's make sure that there's not an excessive amount of Guinness in the pilot's bloodstream there. Alright, looks like it's just going to be a parking lot off of 22 right. That's interesting. Let's see how big of a pile we can make that by the end of this video. We have two airplanes looking like they're hovering right on top of each other. Whatever the plane in the front is has broken free, and the plane in the back is still hovering at approximately 2 miles an hour. This is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. Remember what I was saying? FSLTL has recently been updated, and it still seems like there's some of this stuff going on. See, I think this is an ITA Airways, either ITA Azerbaijan, that shade of blue. I think it's ITA Airbus A330. Coming in on 22 left. The reborn ghost of Alitalia. Although, to be honest, I like this livery better. I like the blue. No reverse thrust. Very interesting. Are you going to come to a random stop like the others did? Yep. They're all going from 150 to 0. This is hilarious. We're going to take a closer look at that at the end of this because I can't get enough of that. Now we have a China Airlines 777-300. Look at those huge engines. There you go. There's some reverse thrust. I wonder if this means that they will go past where all the other planes are. Yes. Very interesting. This is absolutely hilarious. They're all, it's like an air show. And this, you ever seen that air coupe where the two planes are like welded together. That's what's going on here. Two Airbus A330s holding each other by the arm. This might even be a thumbnail. Alright, who's coming in on 2-2 left? Delta Airbus A320. Airbus A321, sorry. With the raccoon mask. Another arrival. A lot of arrivals right now. JetBlue, Airbus A321. JFK is a hub for several airlines. Delta, American, JetBlue. So we'll see lots of those. An airline you will not see very much of is Southwest and United. United obviously has their hub at Newark across the Hudson River. And Southwest mainly flies into LaGuardia, I believe. One of the fixes that FSLTL did is the reverser animations on a lot of the airplanes. I think I have seen that fixed now on these A321s. So that's good. Let's see what we have coming in. Not many airplanes coming in. So hopefully we'll get some departures instead. 777-300 is just so massive. It's so big. I think I read once that the fuselage of a 737 can fit in the engine of one of these planes, which is crazy to think. You hear one of those things roaring down the runway on a takeoff roll, and just that thunder of those several 100,000 pounds. It's crazy to think, humans built that. And it's going to go halfway across the world. Let's see, where is that plane going? Let's take a look at the map. That plane is going to London Heathrow. Plane in front of it going to Gatwick. And the A320 about to line up. JetBlue 97 is going to Denver. I think this Stripes livery is actually the very first that JetBlue had when it first went into service here in the year 2000. Founder David Neilman, I think he has a thing for blue because he started JetBlue, then he started Azul down in Brazil, the word for blue, and now he started Breeze Airways, which their livery is, guess what? Blue. Wow, early rotation. You would have thought for a plane going to Denver, they would have used up more runway than that. Next up, Virgin Atlantic, Airbus A330-300. I don't love the look of this plane. There's something about it. You have the nose cone of an Airbus A300, their original plane. I don't love... There's something about an A330, it's okay. I just don't love it. The fact that the top of the fuselage is flat the whole length of the plane. The kind of 45-degree angled, kinked out winglets. Something about it's kind of weird. Fun fact, if you're a newbie, you look at the side window of an Airbus, side cockpit window, shaped kind of like an SD card. That's how you can always tell an Airbus from a Boeing. The Airbuses have the SD card shaped cockpit window. And off they go.
Cleared for takeoff runway 22 right American 100 heavy. Delta 29er 66 line up and wait.
This plane's going to be in the wake of the other plane pretty much the whole journey across the Atlantic over to London. Nothing like a classic New York to London flight. So many of those happen every single day at this airport. I did that flight last in 2017. At the time, there was a New York to London flight every 30 minutes.
100 heavy. Goodbye. Delta 29er 66 altimeter, tree 0.41 winds 25 tree at 1 tree. Cleared for takeoff runway 22 right.
I've come to actually like the raccoon mask on the new Airbus planes. I think that is a trend across all of aviation. You see it on the Pilatus PC-24. You see it on a lot of planes, honestly, that black mask. I think that's just a fashion trend for now. Alright, flipping on short final. Of course, JetBlue Airbus A320. Barcode livery. Have a Europa 787 coming in. 22 left. Looks like another JetBlue plane. American Airlines plane. We have an American 777 coming in from London Heathrow. Like I said, they come in all the time. What a bland livery that is. Just a title and a color on the tail. And the color on the tail doesn't even match the color of the text on the body. Wow. I understand these smaller airlines don't have a great budget, but you couldn't even match the colors. American A321, parallel arrivals. There's a JetBlue plane coming from somewhere in Mexico, and the A321 on 22 right coming in from LAX. We'll take a look at that. That was interesting. A little bit of a undulation there. Delta A330 taxiing by. You'll notice that the tail number of this airplane ends in November Whiskey. That means that this airplane belonged to Northwest, which Delta bought in 2005, which is why, by the way, the Delta logo on the tail points diagonally towards the northwest. All on the other side of the plane, it points towards the northwest. So that was the inspiration for that.
Going to 121 decimal. Airbus on the runway. JetBlue 815 line up and wait. Line up and wait, JetBlue 815.
Delta recently has bought some A330 Neos to replace their aging 767s. Delta is slowly becoming more of an Airbus company. They have Airbus A350s, A330 Neos, a bunch of Airbus narrow bodies. After COVID, they got rid of their 777s. They got rid of the 737-700s. So it's interesting to see that.
Hold short run 35.9er, Delta 48 heavy. JetBlue 815 altimeter, tree 0.41 winds 25 tree at 1 tree. Cleared for takeoff runway 22 right. American 1355 line up and wait. Cleared for takeoff runway 22 right, JetBlue 815. Line up and wait, American 1355. Endeavor Flight 190, wind 25 tree.
All right, one more departure,
Contact New York
and then we'll call it a day.
.9er. Good day.
If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you have a suggestion for an airport you'd like to see, please comment down below. If you want to see more from JFK, let me know down below. And let me know what was your favorite airplane you saw in today's video. I doubt it was that Air Europa Microsoft Paint nastiness.
Goodbye. American 1355.
I like the British Airways 777.
25 tree at 1 tree.
Just classic.